in our last video, we went over all the different seeds that we have currently right now. And so now it's time for us to get some of these planted and started so they'll actually begin to grow on time this year. Right now we're getting this mixed up. So we have some of our mulch that broke down, and that is obviously, it's looking really good.
Black gold.
Yeah, it's really good. And so there's still some pieces in there, but it's broken down a lot. And so we have that. I also ordered some organic potting soil. I think I'm gonna mix it in with this. And then in this bag here, well, that was fun. We have some of our chicken manure that has been sitting for, I think, 2 years at this point. So it's ready to get mixed in. So 2 years? I think it's been year and a half. Yeah. And yeah. So because of chicken manure, you cannot, you know, put it directly in your garden. It'll burn your plants. But we're gonna start some of our seeds in these long planters. We have these. I don't think I'm gonna use these.
We started our okra in those in the old house.
We did, but it's kind of, I don't know. Well, they do have the holes in the bottom, so I might grow some things in there, but nothing that's too fragile because it is hard to get stuff out of there.
And also, the smaller your container, the smaller the water's going to evaporate, be used by the plant. So it's more frequent that you're going to have to water it.
Yeah, we typically, when it comes to the terracotta stuff, we always, you know, water it from the bottom. That's how I like to do a lot of our starts, but I don't have any trays because I refuse to buy more plastic trays this year. I do have some in the greenhouse that we can water at the bottom from. It's just less disruptive to the plant, but. And
don't forget to soak your terracotta prior to putting the soil in it. If not, it's just going to suck all the moisture out.
Yeah, that is true. But we're going to get this soil mixed up. Like I said, I think I'm going to add in that potting soil that I bought too, but we're going to get it mixed up. I'm going to get some seeds started today.
And make sure you mix it well.
With the help of kitties. So this is the potting soil I got. It's the Back to the Roots organic potting mix. I've never used this particular brand before, but I thought it would be good because it has the worm castings and it has the symbiotic microhazy, which is good for like the root systems. It'll help grow really good root systems. And so this is for indoor or outdoor planting, really good for vegetables, herbs, and all that. So I'm going to cut this open and add it to our other soil that we have. So let's take a look at it. Oh, that looks really good. Nice and rich soil. So this is what it looks like. And I'm just gonna dump it in and mix it all together with what we already have. I do wish I would have gotten more of these to add in, but it's at least gonna be beneficial to the soil that we have here. And add some extra nutrients.
All right, so here we have, right here, this is the compost. Right here, we have the composted mulch. Actually, no, this is composted mulch. This is just regular compost. This is what she pulled out of the bag. And here we have moistened manure, chicken manure. That's been sitting for a year and a half. We just got it wet. That way we can somewhat spread some moisture around because this is really dry right now. It's just amazing how dark that stuff is. This came from the bag. This is our compost. I'm not going by any kind of ratios. I'm just mixing it in. Just gonna mix it together.
So some things we're going to plant right now. We're going to be planting these snow peas. I'm planting these on the back side of our big containers. Reason being, I can trellis them up from there. And then we're planting these radishes. I'm also planting some kale. I'm going to be planting our onion sets. And then I'm going to plant these strawberries in their own separate container. I'm also going to be starting this rosemary, but it'll be in a smaller herb container. Okay, so we're going to start our rosemary in this pot here. If we need to move it because it gets too big, we will transplant it into something bigger. But for now, this is where we're gonna start it in. Now we are, if you guys are like, hey, why are y'all doing this whenever it's still probably gonna get cold again? We're putting everything here in the greenhouse. So if it does frost, it's gonna be covered, it's gonna be in the greenhouse. It will be okay. You need those.
I'm gonna double up. So
yeah.
let's see.
These seeds are so tiny.
Two.
We have a lot more rosemary that we can plant too in some other containers. We have a few more that are bigger than this that I'll probably do since we do use so much. And rosemary is a perennial, so it will keep growing back year after year, and we'll just be able to keep harvesting it every season, which is good since we use so much of it. So we're doing these cherry bell radishes, and with these they germinate in like four days to a week, and then they're ready to harvest in 22 days. And so with these, we're gonna have 2 separate containers like this for the radishes, and we're gonna see how well they grow in these containers. If they need to be moved and planted in something else, we can always do that, but we're gonna plant these every 10 days. That way we can just have recurring radishes, and we'll just preserve them however we need to. And these are what those radish seeds look like, if you're wondering. I just smacked a mosquito off of Irby. Is it not crazy that we already have mosquitoes? Insane. They're everywhere already. Mosquitoes are my enemy. Oops, that was too many. They just came. Oh God, I'm ruining it. Oh no! There we go. This is a two-handed thing. I just need to put the packet down. So we ran out of daylight yesterday when we were trying to get all of the seeds planted. So we got 3 different containers done, but as far as the ones that are in the greenhouse, we have to do that today. But first, I'm mixing up some oats for our chickens. I've just added a little bit of water in here so that the cayenne pepper will stick. So I'm trying to do an experiment because I saw a post yesterday, and I know cayenne pepper is good to add to their food for lots of different things, but our chickens have not been laying very much. We only have a couple of them that are actually laying, and I saw somebody had posted that they gave theirs cayenne pepper, and then right after that they started laying eggs. So we'll see if this actually works, or maybe cayenne's just good for their diet and it was just a coincidence, but we're gonna find out. So I'm gonna give them these oats covered in cayenne pepper. I'm gonna add a little bit more.
That smells spicy.
I know, but throughout this week we're gonna
Tell me when.
We'll stop with that. But throughout the week we're just gonna add it to their feed every day, and we'll see if we get more eggs. So far this is what we have in these 2 bins, and like I told you guys before, these were eaten down and they have gone back, but I don't think they're actually going to grow the broccoli plant themselves. So we're still debating on what to do with this. Thank you. So we're still debating on what to do with these. Pretty sure we're just gonna, I don't know, feed them to the chickens maybe, I'm not sure. But then these 2 bins here is where we've been dumping most of the coffee grounds that we get from the coffee shop. We have another section that we have been dumping them to. But our plan now, we're gonna take all the coffee grounds, put them into one. We need to mix that soil that we mixed up yesterday in with some of this soil here. We're just gonna cover the top of these. We'll probably take some out and then add just a bit to get that in there, and then we might mix in some coffee grounds, I'm not sure. As you can see, we do still have the filters that are compostable in here, but we definitely won't be adding those in, obviously. But also, we're going to put the cover on the greenhouse so that if it does get much cooler, they'll be protected and fine from the weather. With these other ones that we planted last night, we're just setting them along the line here. I got to move these because those were from last year. These have radishes in them. And then this was the, what did we plant in this one?
Rosemary.
That's right, yeah, rosemary in this one. And then these are just some seed starter things we did last year. I need to dump those out. And that red one there. Our mint here is still growing good. I'm just gonna transplant it into something bigger today. This right here is another reason why I'm clearing this full thing out, because we didn't put logs at the bottom of this one like we did our other, and water is just collecting down here instead of draining off, and we don't want that. And also, as you can see, I've got some apples and stuff in here. I think we showed you guys when we tossed some apples in here to compost down inside of these coffee grounds, and they have not composted down very much, so they're moving down to that very end bin. I gotta pull my containers and stuff out of there, but they're gonna move down, and we may even put those just in our regular compost instead of having them in here, because I really don't want these flies staying around. They're like little fruit flies, and they need to go bye-bye. So we need to add some more browns in with those apples, but I think probably our best bet's gonna just be to move those to our regular compost. So I am separating those out, but we really need to get this moisture out of here.
You know, that's funny. When we had them in the camper,
Yeah.
it was like they got bruised and started going bad real quick.
Yeah.
You try to compost them, it's like they last forever.
I know.
So these tools right here that I got for Sarah, I got them last year from Dollar General. There was 2 of them that they had on clearance. One was originally like $5. And it wasn't too bad. I didn't really like it because it was all plastic. But this one they had listed for $1. And even though they had it on clearance, I decided to get this one. I paid $0.25 for it. So I got 2 of these. One of them's disappeared somewhere. Then I got her some trowels. These are pretty good.
You want to help me out? You can grab those apples from back there and toss them into that bin down at the end so we can put them in compost in a little bit. So while the guys are getting sticks for the bottom of the containers, I'm going to go ahead and transplant this mint into something a little bigger. I'm probably, since I have so much, I might grab another container to put some of it in. That way it can just fill the whole thing. I wanted to do one of those long containers, but I think I'm out of those unless I've just got one hiding somewhere. But for now, I'm just gonna add it to this pot here, which will be a lot deeper soil, so they'll be able to grow a lot bigger than what they already have, and it's got the nice drainage at the bottom, so that'll be good too. And I'm just using that soil that we mixed up yesterday that has the organic compost, organic soil, the compost, some of that mulch, and then the chicken manure that we let sit. So that's what's going into here. And I'm mainly going to pick these bigger ones. I'm not going to get these little bitty bitty ones yet. I'm just going to let them keep growing in here so they get a little bigger. I don't know. This soil's kind of thick. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to get some that are already a little bit bigger from the end here to transplant. And these are all really, if you see, they're really root bound, to be honest. They're stuck together a lot. So I'm just going to rip off a section and separate them as best as I can.
Can I try one?
Hang on just a second. Oof. They're probably not going to taste very minty right now, to be honest. I'm just going to loosen it up a bit. Doesn't taste minty at all yet, does it?
No.
I didn't think it would.
It has a slight fragrance.
Yeah.
But there's no taste yet.
Yeah. I may, instead of ripping this apart, because it does have a nice thick root right here, and I don't want to mess that up, I may just plant it over like this. I don't know, that's kind of closer together than I wanted them to be.
Ah, the invaders are already trying to get in.
Oh no.
So we're getting ready to put the greenhouse top on, and I moved it. The invaders are already trying to come in. Might have to grab some salt.
Yeah. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it in 2 little sections. I was able to get these apart. But I'll let them grow out more. And then as they grow more, I'll just keep transplanting and separating. But I don't want to risk breaking them apart while they're so little. So we'll just let it be like this for a while. And these will live inside the greenhouse with the others too for now. I'm not going to plant it in the ground, as you guys know. Alright, so last year we made a video about this thing that Sarah got. We're going to be, well, I'm going to be taking this thing apart. That way we have 2 of these. She wants to put the herbs in this. So we'll probably put one right here in front of the greenhouse and the other one right here. You know, make it look all fancy. Alright, here I go. There's like 1.5 million screws holding this thing together. So, Irby and Ethan got our sticks and logs and stuff put at the base of this. And then I've added some coffee grounds. Sorry. I've added some coffee grounds in here. And now I'm going to take...
I did too.
Huh?
I just
You did. You worked very hard. I'm proud of you. And then we've got to take some of these layers of the mulch from last year, and I'm going to add it to this. And then we're going to add some of that new soil that we've, you know, combined all the stuff to make. And while I'm working on that, Irby's still back there separating my herb garden bins for me. So those will be really good. I didn't want to fill them up that deep, and when I have the separate ones, there's still plenty of space for plenty of thick soil for the roots to get in, but now I have more space to plant more herbs. Now all 3 of these are good to go and ready for that new topsoil that we have. This one here, I forgot to mention, we did add some red clay into that, because that's what we did at the base of these, just to kind of bring it up a little bit. And that way we're not having to use all the good soil on top. And it'll just compost down pretty much. But now we're going to go ahead and add in the soil that we've mixed up into the tops of these. And finally get planting. Alright, so far today now we have all of these filled completely, and then we obviously still have our herbs that we planted yesterday. The mint that I did. And then we went ahead and filled these 2 raised beds completely. And these are going to be for our herb garden. Now, we're going to take a much needed break because we've been at this for about 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
Including you. So we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to get stuff planted.
And then we got to get the cover on.
Yes, we got to put the cover on tonight. We pretty much have used almost all of the mulch that we got last year. We've used all the coffee grounds that we've been getting from the coffee shop.
For a year.
For a year. And we used
twice a week,
all that soil.
Buckets.
Yeah. So 10 gallons every week. It definitely, we needed it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Were you wanting to show them your feather you found?
No.
Oh, I thought you were holding it up. But yeah, so we've gotten a ton done and it looks really good. So I'm proud of what we've gotten done so far. And then we're gonna get back at it in a few. What
this
is?
herb garden?
Is it a little too far over? There's no moving it now, I don't think.
Nope.
No, we'll make it work. No, don't try. It's not moving anywhere. These are here to stay. So I'll show you guys. Once we're done and we have the cover over, these are obviously going to be on the outside. But whenever we finish the house and we have extra time and money to put toward this whole growing area, I want to put some pavers here. And then if you look down there, all the way down until you get to those far trees down there, we're going to put mulch all through here and have stuff growing. So, but for now, this is what we're doing. So I wanted to bring you guys down here and show you. So all 3 of these were full of that mulch, and they weren't like all the way to the top, but they were full with the mulch and the coffee grounds. This one's completely empty. This one still has some of the bigger mulch underneath that needs to break down. That's why we didn't fully empty this one. And this is all we have left of this one. So we're going to pull this grass that has started growing in there out and put this soil in here with this. That way we just have one that's full and we have one empty, ready to use for more mulch. And then that one down there we have to use for gravel for drainage around the house. So this one can't be filled up anymore, at least not until we get the gravel done. Now Irby's just strapping on my table. I'm bringing this into the greenhouse just to have a surface to work on that's not that little cart. So I'm gonna bring my table up there and this pump for water, because we have that water tank, but no way to get the water from the tank to the plants. So we're bringing this down, that way it'll spray out.
Yeah, it's just a 12-volt pump. Probably gonna take this off, attach it to that. See, a lot of times people use this as on the back of their four-wheeler, ATV, UTV, whatever, with Roundup, spray around their fences. But there was 2 of these. The one had Roundup, the other one just had vinegar. How do I know? Because it smells like vinegar.
Welcome to our greenhouse.
Here, now you can go in here.
Well, that kind of already filled with heat. Kind of echoing here.
Well, we got it put on. Now we just have to do these little tie downs here. It's got these windows that we can open up to that vent if we need to, if it gets too hot. But there it is. And then I got my table set up over here. I gotta find a place for this and see where we want to put all that and straighten these up, but we've gotten a lot done.
Got this hooked up. Had to cut the cigarette lighter part off. I just put 2 clamps on it. I'm gonna have to extend that because that's maybe 10 inches from the bottom. And this thing, I don't really know how much water this thing holds. Also gonna have to get a longer water nozzle or hose because it doesn't go all the way. But on the inside I got a block and a piece of wood. You're not supposed to put batteries on the ground. The bad thing is I'm gonna have to put a hook on that. That way she can put it up here, because without it, it just siphons out. So let's go ahead and hook her up. We got pressure!
Yay!
That's how we don't want to touch it.
It's fine. It's just water, buddy.
It's just old water. Here, hold it. Hold it, I gotta turn it off.
Yep. So we have water in here.
So temporarily I might just use a metal coat hanger, just bend it so she can hang it up.
But we have water. So that's exciting. Yeah. We will still have to fill that tank up outside, but
yeah.
So this is a plant I did. I'm not sure what I'm gonna plant in it because I have to wait till I see all the seeds, but once I see the seeds, I'll tell y'all.
Now that we have all the dirt filled everywhere it needs to go, it's time to actually plant. I'm gonna do strawberries first. I debated back and forth a lot whether I wanted to put strawberries inside or if I just wanted to do them in this outside bed, because I really want them to get that full sun, and they'll get that in this particular bed. And I've gone back and forth because I'm like, what if it freezes again and they don't last? But from what I have researched, I think they'll be fine. And I think I'm just gonna thank you. I think I'm gonna plant them out here, and if we have any worry of frost or anything, then I'm just gonna cover them with some feed bags or something. We have plenty of feed bags. I can just strap over the top of this and keep them covered, and I think they'll be fine. We do, however, have to worry about deer possibly coming up here and snacking on them. So someday this week we're gonna come and get some of the fencing that we used, like for the goats, that the goats enclosure is made out of. We're gonna get that and just put it around. You want to grab that? And just put it around the outside. That way we don't have to worry about any deer, or if the goats get out, them getting it. Don't have to worry about cats getting into this, that type of thing. So we're gonna get these strawberries planted in here, and then we've got some other seeds that we're gonna plant on the inside. So here they have our strawberries here.
One moment.
I may just let my hands get in the dirt. Oh, there's a rock. Yeah, right there. About 3 inches deep. A little deeper. That's good. Okay, so now I'm going to be doing these onion sets, and these are not the ones in our last video that were dried out. Those just are, they were not going to grow. So these are the fresh ones that we just got, and I'm going to plant them all in this bed here. Yeah. And then I'm going to determine which ones I'm putting in the other beds, but I want these to go here in this third one. These are the next 3 that I'm going to plant. I'm just going to plant some broccoli, and then I've got a few, I think I only have like 3 spinach seeds left, but I'm gonna try to grow some of that, and then I'm gonna plant these bunching onions, and these I'm just gonna put in my 4th container back there. I finished all the planting I'm gonna do for today. I've got in this last bed I did spinach at the front, and then I did broccoli in a couple other rows back behind, and then I just planted some bunching onions kind of in between all those. So we're finished with that. Ethan's still looking through trying to decide what seeds he wants to plant. He was hoping for something different than what we need to plant today, but he'll find something, I'm sure.
I'm probably gonna do cucumber or cantaloupe.
Yeah.
Trying to refine the cantaloupe.
Well, you'll have to wait a while for those to be ready to plant.
Yeah.
Cantaloupe, yeah. So here is what our greenhouse is looking like now. We got a ton of work done today. This I have for like drying herbs and stuff on. It's been sitting down near our pasture, so I brought it in finally. But we got a ton of work done today. I'm really proud of everything we got done. I gotta pull that back down. But here's the greenhouse, and it looks great. And then we have our strawberries over here. I'm not quite sure. I know I'm gonna put herbs in here. Not sure which herbs yet, but that's what that's gonna be. But it looks so good, and we got so much done. It was a very hard day. a lot of running up and down with the wheelbarrow, and having to take care of chickens in between, and doing all that kind of stuff. But we got it all done, and it looks really good. We got some stuff in the ground, so that'll be awesome when we get to enjoy all that. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you haven't yet, subscribe and join our channel so that you can see all of our stuff, and make sure to give this video a like. I am gonna start posting every Monday and every Friday, so you guys can start and finish your week with Langley Acres. So that's my goal for just like consistency of posting Mondays and Fridays. Those days just seem to work out the best, I think. But I'm so happy with everything we got done. It looks great. And yeah, a good long hard day of work. And now it's time to go in the kitchen and make some chicken and dumplings. So I gotta get started on that dumpling dough.